Hello, everybody. This is Juanita. Why do I have the upside down happy anniversary sign in back? Well, the reason I have it is this is an anniversary that's coming up for me. And what is the anniversary? It's the anniversary of me using the Price book. In a few weeks, it will be 1 year that I have been doing the Price book. And when I reflect on it, I really am happy to say that it has been rewarding. I have to admit though, in the beginning, when I had to write down things, it was kind of a challenge. Let me show you what I started out with. I started out with this. This is just, I was at a thrift store and they had a bag full of these, and I decided that, hey, why don't I use these to write down what I purchased? So I did, and the first one here says save a lot, and I bought 4 items that day in the grocery store. Now, I graduated from this guest checkbook type thing to using a notebook. And as you can see, it is within that period of year I used this one, and then this is the new one. Now, I'm saying that it's Price book number 2, but I guess you could call that number 1. Anyway, what I'm trying to show you is that I actually am using. Now, right here, I went to Costco's on Thursday, February 22nd, and I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items, and it came to $45.73. Well, actually $46 change. So I use the Price book on everything. I use the Price book on everything. And that's including, I went shopping at Goodwill and I purchased 5 or 6 items there. I went to another thrift store and I bought, not that same day, but a few days later, I bought another. On the 24th, I bought something at a thrift store. In other words, what I'm trying to tell you is that I not only use this for food, I use it for everything. Now, if I go to the laundromat and I use the washer and the dryer, I've actually included that. Now, let me read something to you from Amy Decision. As those of you that watched the video know, Amy Decision is the lady that actually motivated me, or by when I read her book, the Tightwad Gazette Complete, is when I started to looking into doing the Price book. Now, when I look at the original thought of Amy Decision was, what she would do, she only shopped once a month. So what she would do is she would get a book, and then she would write down the prices prior to, the stores having a different sales and stuff. She'd have that written down. Now, and she would write down the prices. I took this one step further, and I don't go through pages of newspaper looking for ads and stuff like that. What I do is when I go in the store to buy something, I have in mind either a written list or I have in mind what I'm going to buy. Now, I may deviate and buy an item or two more, but I do realize that I'm going to have to write that item down. So it is, to me, and perhaps for you too, it's a way to control your spending so you can save more money. Now, I have talked with several of my neighbors about this, and most people think it's too much trouble. And they'll complain about, groceries cost a lot, rent costs a lot and all. But this, to me, is a way to save money. It has worked tremendously for me. I mean, I don't want to say that I swear by it, but I can tell you that I really, really utilize this technique. Now, this book by Amy Dacyczyn wrote, I think it was 4 or 5 books. Anyway, this was written in the 1990s, and I think the last one was published in 1996. So you may not be able to find it in your library, your community library, but you will probably, I'm almost positive you can find them on Amazon.com. I'm not getting paid for this endorsement for Amazon or this book, but I have to give her credit because she has changed my life. I mean, really changed my life. And there are people around me that I've tried to encourage to do this. My sister said she was going to start the first of the year and be diligent with it. She didn't have the self-discipline to do it. I have another neighbor that's really close, and then another one that was going to start the first of the year. And I told him and this was back in, I believe, late November, early December. And I told him, if you don't start now, you never will. So unfortunately, they did not. Now, this is an excerpt from Amy Dacyczyn. She wrote in her newsletter that she have articles on the ways to cut your food bill. The first of 17 ways to save on your food bill. Most of them are obvious, but you need to do them all. The second is an article on the price book. Now, again, these are Amy Dacyczyn's words. And she said, do not skip this step. Do not skip this step. Do not skip this step on the price book, no matter how long and how time consuming it is, or you think it is, or you think it might take. Do it anyway. I'm saying the same thing, no matter how long it takes. Now, it's up to you. If you want to do what she did originally, was to look through the newspapers and then, write down in a price book what she wanted to do, is what she wanted to buy, and then she went to the store and bought it. Now, I'm doing, like I said, I took this one step further because for me, it's working in that when I go and I buy stuff, it goes in that book. It goes in this book. And I utilize this book. And let me tell you something about me. I've never been one of those kind of people that like to write stuff down. I cannot tell you how many gifts when I was working in the corporate world, and when I had a secretary, and that's what she would do is give me for Christmas or birthday a book. It's like an accounting book or a book, so you write stuff down. And I can tell you how many of them, which is all of them, got put to the wayside because I didn't like writing down. Here now, all these years later, I'm doing what I didn't like to do. But I can tell you, these are my words, it works. It works. It saves you money, because if you go out and you buy 50 to 60 items, when you get back home, you're going to be writing 50 or 60 items down, and it's going to get old. It's really going to get old real quick, real soon. Believe me. I'm reflecting on what Amy Dacyczyn said, and I'm interjecting my own thoughts in here, because I'm going to tell you, it's been miraculous for me. In other words, no matter how much time it takes, write it down. Many readers, this is Amy Dacyczyn, back to her. Many readers have written in amazement of their findings, how their perception was wrong. Before you do the price book, you don't have a clue. You think you have a clue, but you don't really have a clue of how much money you really spend. And you go in the store and you buy XYZ, and then XYZ and 15 other things. But this, you're not lying to anybody but yourself if you don't write it down. I am one of those people that have been amazed by what I've learned through the price book. According to Ms. Dacyczyn, and I agree wholeheartedly, it will reduce your food bill significantly. And I'm going to add, it will reduce your spending significantly. It will really make a big difference. Now, this is back to her saying, she says, by using a price book, bulk buying, and simplifying your diet, you will not only reduce your food bill, you will reduce the amount of time you go shopping. Now, I may go in the grocery store and I'm in there a few minutes because I'm not trying to feed a family of 8 or 10 people. But even if I was in that particular situation, then it will take me less time. Now, when I go in the store, I'm in there 30 minutes or less. And the bulk of the time will be standing in line waiting to be checked out, because I don't have a lot of stuff. But, even in the short line, there's a lot of people there. You will spend less time, this is back to her, you will spend less time comparing products and prices. When you go into a store, you will know what you want, know exactly what you want, which products you want. You'll buy that, and so your shopping go faster. I'm a living witness to that. You go in, you buy what you want to buy, and you go home. Now, let's look at the books that Amy Dacyczyn. You can find her book on Amazon.com, and there's another website that I noticed. It's called Thrift, THRIFT books, one word, .com. And the books are the Complete Tightwad Gazette, the Tightwad Gazette #2, the Tightwad Gazette #3, the Tightwad Gazette Promoting The Tightwad Gazette, Big Money. These are some of the books that you might still be able to find. I can find in my local library the book, The Tightwad Gazette, complete. Anyway, I have been doing this for a while, and I would not be telling you something. I'm not the type of person that would tell you something. If it doesn't work, I'm going to tell you it doesn't work. If I do a product review and that product doesn't taste good, I'm going to tell you from my perspective. This is from my perspective. And I interjected Amy Decision's words in there. These are her words that came from her Gazette. And she's telling you some of the things. Now, again, I said in my first video, some of her ideas are obsolete. And because we're in 2018, and that was what, over 22, 23 years ago, that she wrote, almost 22 years ago, that her last book was published. But by and large, just about everything that is valid today, then is valid today. There's a few things that, you can always, there's more online shopping and those kind of things. But even that, if I purchase something online, it goes in my price book, because I know my mind says, oh my God, you just spent X number of dollars. Oh my God, you spent money on this. Why did, you're in the store, and sometimes I'll do this in the store. Guess what? If I hadn't decided on a certain item, goes in my cart, goes to the side, I finish doing what the rest of, and if it's just saying, oh my God, you mean to tell me you're going to pay that much for that? Or do you really need that? Or is that going to be something that you're going to use right away? All of those thoughts started going in your mind. When you started using the price book, it becomes a habit. You learn self-discipline. And just about all of my videos dealing with money, I'm talking about self-discipline, because it takes a large amount of self-discipline. Now, I see videos where people have, money just flowing and flowing and flowing. That's good to look at. But when you talk about the application, when I say application, I mean when you're actually doing it, that money that they're showing to get you to come to watch their video are you going to be able to save that kind of money? Are you going to be able to put that kind of money to the side and not bother it? It's hard, but it can be done. So I'm going to end the video here, and I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe and tell your friends about this channel. Thumbs up, and thank you so much. Remember, be kind to yourself and others. Give one person, just one person, a compliment today. A genuine compliment today. If it can be two people, do that. Give them genuine compliment. I complimented the other day. The lady had a beautiful blouse. I mean, that blouse was really beautiful. And what a beautiful smile she had when I said, and she told me, oh, this belonged to my niece. But she was a lady around my age. But it looked really good on her. So that again. I'll see you. Bye. Next week. Bye.